Dear students, hello and welcome to my class. I think you all are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. This is Lavan Shorkar. Today I am here to conduct the second class on chapter 7 from your Bangladesh and Global Studies book. So dear students, before the start of our today's class, I would like to ask two questions. Okay. So my first question is that a state is run by which law? Here I will give you two options. Option A, international law. Option B, Constitution. And my second question is the executive, the legislative, and the judiciary are the names of four. Here I will give you two options. Options A, organs of government. Option B, elements of state. Dear students, now I will give you 10 seconds to remember the answer of these two questions. Dear students, I think you have got the answers of these two questions. The answer of the first question will be option B, and the answer of the second question will be option A. Dear students, we have come in the main point of our today's class. That means today I am here to conduct this class on constitution and organs of government. Before the start of our today's class, I would like to show our learning outcomes. After the class, you will be able to define the constitution. Then you will be able to describe the characteristics of the constitution of Bangladesh. Then you will be able to describe about all of the three organs of government. So dear student, let's get started of our today's class. At first, I am going to discuss about constitution. Constitution is the way of life that the state has chosen for itself, and this is the definition of the father of the political science, Aristotle. Basically, constitution is the supreme law of the state. But by the constitution, we can know the relationship between the state and the common people. So, dear student, now I'm going to show the definition of constitution on screen. So this is the definition of the constitution. A constitution refers to supreme law of the state or the basic principles and laws of a state that determine the powers and duties of the government and also provides the platforms or base for determining the fundamental rights and duties of the people. Dear students, I have taken this definition from your textbook, and this definition is highly pragmatic definition, and you can use this definition in your answer script. Definitely you will get very good marks in your examination. So dear students, now I'm going to discuss about the background of the constitution of Bangladesh. First of all, Bangladesh declared the independence on 26 March 1971 and got victory on 16 December in 1971. Okay, so dear students, you know all after the partition of Indian subcontinent, Bangladesh was the part of United Pakistan, and there were two parts of United Pakistan. One was West Pakistan and another was East Pakistan. Okay, and after the 24 hours of prisons of the West Pakistani rulers, our great leader, our father of nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, declared the independence of Bangladesh on 26 March 1971. After 9 month bloody war, we got the independence on 16 December 1971. So this is the first information regarding the background of the constitution of Bangladesh. Second information to make the constitution of Bangladesh is the first session of Gana Parishad was held on 10 April 1972, and a constitutional draft committee was made under Dr. Kamal Hussain as its head. So, dear student, at first you have to understand what is called Gana Parishad. Gana Parishad or Constitutional Assembly is responsible to make constitution. After making the constitution, the work, the duty of the Constitutional Assembly or Gana Parishad will be vanished. Okay, and the first session of the Constitutional Assembly or Gana Parishad was held on 10 April 1972 by the order of the President of Bangladesh that time, and Dr. Kamal Hussein was the head of the draft constitutional committee. So dear students, now I'm going to talk about the next information to make the constitution of Bangladesh. A draft constitution met within 6 months and it was presented to the parliament on 30 October 1972. Okay. After within the 6 months, the draft constitution committee placed the projected constitution in parliament on 30 October 1972, and this is another information to make the constitution of Bangladesh. Next information is the constitution was finally passed on 4th November 1952. Okay, and after 10 month 10 month from our independence. Okay, Bangladesh was able to make a beautiful constitution, a good constitution. Okay, and this constitution was passed on 4th November 1952. Next information to make the Constitution of Bangladesh is Bangabandhu said the Constitution was written with the blood of lakhs of martyrs. On 4th November 1972, our great leader Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman gave a speech in the Constitutional Assembly, and he said that this Constitution has written with the blood of lakhs of martyrs. So, dear students, that's all about the information regarding the background of Constitution of Bangladesh. And this topic is highly important for credit questions, so you have to give much attention on this topic. So, dear students, now I am going to discuss about the characteristics of the Constitution of Bangladesh. First of all, People's Republic of Government. I have already discussed about the Republic form of government in my first class on this chapter. Basically, Republic form of government is such a government where the head of the state is elected indirectly. Yes, Bangladesh is a state where our president is elected by the indirect election of our parliament members. Okay, so Bangladesh is a state of republic form of government, and it is ensured by our constitution. So this is one of the characteristics of the constitution of Bangladesh. Next characteristic is parliamentary form of government. So dear students, I have already discussed about the parliamentary form of government in my first class. Basically, parliamentary form of government is such a government where the prime minister is the head of the government, and the president is the nominal head of the state. Okay, and this characteristic is ensured in our constitution. So this characteristic this is one of the characteristics of our constitution. Number three, written constitutions. Dear students, basically there are two types of constitutions all over the world. One is written constitution and another is unwritten constitution. The constitution of Bangladesh is written constitutions because all of the sub articles are written in form in our constitution. Okay, and there are 153 articles of our constitution, and there are 11 parts of our constitution. So the constitution of Bangladesh is written constitution, and this is one of the characteristics of the constitution of Bangladesh. Next characteristic is fundamental principles of the state policies. Okay, and there are four fundamental principles of our state policies. These are nationalism, socialism, democracy, and secularism. And all of the four principles are written in our constitution, and this is one of the characteristics of the constitution of Bangladesh. Number five, state religion. Bangladesh is a country where Islam is the state religion. Okay, but all of the peoples from different types of religions get the equal right like the Muslims. Okay, so the state religion is one of the characteristics of the constitution of Bangladesh. Next characteristic is unitary government. I think you know all about unitary government. Unitary government is such a government where all of the powers of the government are practiced, are imposed from the central government. Okay, and this is ensured by our constitution. So this is one of the characteristics of the constitution of Bangladesh. Next, unicameral legislature. Okay, so basically there are two types of parliament houses all over the world. One is bicameral parliament, and another is unicameral parliament. Unicameral parliament means one house parliament, and you know we have one house parliament, and the name of our parliament is House of Nation. Okay, so this is one of the characteristics of the constitution of Bangladesh. Next characteristic is nation and nationality. According to the Article 6 in our constitution, as a nation we are Bengali, and as a citizen we are Bangladeshi. So this is one of the characteristics of the constitution of Bangladesh. Next point is fundamental rights. So dear students, at first you have to understand what is called fundamental rights. Fundamental rights are such rights which are highly essential for minimum living. Okay, so our constitution ensure the fundamental rights in the third part of our constitution. This is one of the characteristics of the constitution of Bangladesh. Next point is sovereignty of the people. Okay, our constitution said that people are the source of all of the powers of our country, and this is the unique characteristic of our constitution. Next point is independent of judiciary. Okay, independence of judiciary means the judiciary branch will be free from the executive branch. In our constitution, Article 22 ensured independence of judiciary. Number 12, universal adult franchise. That means is 18 or above 18. All of the peoples of our country will be able to practice their voting rights to elect their representatives. So just dear students, next point is election procedures. Okay, so basically there are two types of elections. One is direct election and another is indirect election. Okay, in our country we can see both types of election, and both types of election are ensured by our constitution. So this is one of the characteristics of the constitution of Bangladesh. Last characteristic is amendment of the constitution. So at first you have to understand what is called amendment of the constitution. Any change of constitution is called the amendment of constitution. Okay, and we can change our constitutions, but here we have to need two-third majority of two-thirds majority support of our parliament members. So that's all about the characteristics of our constitutions, and this topic is highly important for creative question. So you have to give much attention on this topic. So dear students, now I am going to talk about the next part of our today's class. That means the organs of government. Basically, there are three organs of government. One is executive branch, another is legislative branch, and last one is judiciary branch. Now I am going to discuss all of these three organs. First of all, executive branch. Executive branch is one of the three organs of the government which is responsible to implement the laws which is passed by the legislature branch. Okay, so dear students, now I am going to show the definition of the executive branch. So this is the definition. The organ of the government which is run by both the political person and the officers and employees of the state is called the executive branch. Next thing is members. So who are the members of the executive branch? From the president to village guards. Basically, in executive branch, we can see two types of people. One is elected people and another is selected peoples. Okay, president, prime minister, ministers, all are the elected persons, and the officers, employers of the government are the selected persons. Okay, so they are the members of the executive branch of our government. Then now I'm going to discuss about the activities of the executive branch. First of all, implement law. To implement law, which is enacted by the legislative branch, is one of the activities of the executive branch of our government. Next activity is maintain law and order. To maintain law and order, by different process like police, answer rap is one of the duties of the executive branch. Next activity is maintain relationship with other countries. Dear students, we are living in in the world where a state never run with the assistance of the other countries. Okay, so this is the responsibility of the executive branch to make a very good relationship with other countries. Okay, for the proper development of the country. Next activity is works for liberty, defense and sovereignty of the country. So dear students, I think you have clear idea about sovereignty. Sovereignty means the supreme power of the state by which a state can run itself without the domination of the other countries. The executive branch will tries to ensure the sovereignty of the country. So dear student, that's all about the activities of the executive branch, and this topic is highly important for creative question. Next I'm going to discuss about the legislative branch. Now I'm going to say about the definition of legislative branch. Legislative branch is one of the three organs of government which is responsible to make law for the welfare of the common people. Okay, again I'm going to tell you the definition of the legislative branch. Basically, legislative branch is one of the three organs of government which is highly responsible to make law on the basis of constitution for the welfare of common people. Dear students, now I am going to show the definition of legislative branch on screen. This is the definition. The organ of government which is responsible to make law consists of 350 members conducted by speaker and deputy speaker is called the legislative branch of the government. Dear students, I have taken this definition from your textbook, and this definition is highly important, highly realistic definition, and you can use this definition in your answer script. Definitely you will get very good marks in your examination. Dear students, now I'm going to talk about the members of the legislative branch. There are 300 50 members in our legislative branch. Among the 350 members, 300 members are directly elected by the common people in general election, and 50 members are elected indirectly by the 300 directly elected parliament members. Okay, so that's all about the members of the legislative branch. Now I'm going to discuss about the activities of the legislative branch. First of all, to make law. Okay, to make law on the basis of constitution for the welfare of the common people is the main work, is the main duty of the legislative branch. Next one is to control executive branch. Okay, here you can see, sir, how can the legislative branch control the executive branch? Yes, in parliamentary form of government, the prime minister and other ministers are responsible for their activities to the parliament members. So they have to show their activities in parliament. Okay, thus the legislative branch branch controls the executive branch in parliamentary form of government system. Number three, to express public opinion. And this is very easy to understand. In parliamentary form of government, prime ministers and other ministers are responsible to show their activities in parliament. Thus, the public opinion is created. Okay. Okay. Number four, to amend constitution, and this is one of the prime activities of the legislative branch to amend the constitution. And only the legislative branch can amend the constitution, but here it needs two third majority support of the parliament members. So dear student, that's all about legislative branch. Now I am going to discuss about the judiciary branch. Okay. So, judiciary branch is one of the three organs of government which is responsible to protect the constitution, which is responsible to protect the fundamental rights of the common people. Okay. So, dear students, now I am going to show the definition of judiciary branch on screen. This is the definition. The organ of government which is responsible to protect and describe the constitution and also responsible to administer impartial judgment according to law is called the judiciary branch. And this definition is highly pragmatic definition, and you can use this definition in your answer script. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about the members of the judiciary branch. Okay, the judiciary consists of all of the judges of all types of court. Okay, the head of this institution is called the chief justice. So this is all about the members or the compositions of the judiciary branch. Now I'm going to discuss about the activities of the judiciary branch. First of all, to administer justice according to law. Okay, this is the prime duty of the judiciary branch to administer justice according to law. They will have to do everything according to law. Okay, so this is one of the activities of the judiciary branch. Next one is to protect constitution. So this is one of the activities of the judiciary branch to protect constitutions. If any question arises regarding constitutions, definitely the judiciary branch will protect the constitution. So this is one of the prime activities of the judiciary branch. Next one is to protect the rights of the people. Okay, and this is one of the activities of the judiciary branch to protect the rights of the people. Okay, and the judiciary branch can challenge the executive branch to ensure the rights of the common people. Last one, to work on various inquiries. Sometimes judiciary branch can inquiry any work of the government if it sees any irregularities on it. Okay, so that's all about the activities of the judiciary branch, and this topic is highly important for graded questions. So you have to give much attention on this topic. So dear students, now I am going to start the next part of our today's class. In this part, I will ask you some question, and you will have to try to give the right answers of this question with me. Okay. So my first question is, what is constitution? Basically, constitution is the supreme law of a state. By the constitution, we can know the relationship between the state and the common people. Okay, and constitution is the supreme law by which a state runs. So this is the definition of constitution. Next question is, how many members are there in the draft constitution committee of Bangladesh? 34 members. There are 34 members in the Draft Constitution Committee of Bangladesh, and Dr. Kamal Hussein was its head. Okay. Next question is, On which date do we observe as Constitution Day? Okay, our Constitution was passed on 4th November 1972, so we observe 4th November as the Constitution Day of our country. Number four, what is the main duty of the executive branch? The main duty of the executive branch to impose a law and order, to maintain the law and order. Okay, so this is the main duty of the executive branch. My last question is, what is the main duty of the judiciary branch? The main duty of the judiciary branch to protect the constitution. Okay, so dear student, that's all about the evaluation part. Okay, now I am going to give some homework to you. You have to write down the characteristics of the constitution of Bangladesh. Then you have to write down about the organs of the government of Bangladesh. And you have to submit the answers of these two questions to your subject teacher after the open your school. So dear students, that's all about our today's class. If you have any question regarding our today's class, you can put your question in comment box, and after the class I will give you the right answers of your questions. So dear students, thank you very much for hearing me with your kind patient. Next time, see you again. Till then, Allah Hafiz.